good? What's good? I am back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. Your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and more. I'm going to react to a video with the Tatum Report. Reacted to Zuby exposes transgenderism. But before we do that, let's give you a word from one of our sponsors.
Are you a musician looking for music marketing and promotion? Then look no further than Promo Palace LLC, your one-stop shop for all music promotion services. Services include Spotify playlist pitching, YouTube video promotion, record pool promotion, blog placements, radio airplay promotion, SoundCloud promotion, and much more. With over 2,000 customers and over 10 years of experience in online promotion, Promo Palace LLC is a company you can trust. For more info, please go to promopalace.biz. See you there.
You heard the beautiful lady. You need an online marketing promotion for your music, product, brand, or your service. Check out promopalace.biz. One-stop shop for all promotional services. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it.
Somebody else is talking about this.
Said transracialism makes more sense than transgenderism.
How?
Because race is actually a spectrum. Race is actually a social construct. Gender is binary. There's male and female. That's it. There's nothing else, right? Race is actually a spectrum.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Ladies and gentlemen, get your hoodie. Love it or leave it. Also, all of our new hats are here. All of our new merch is here. If you want to see more, all you got to do is click on View All. Coming soon items are here. If you see something that's coming soon and you say, man, I want to be a part of the list, I want to make sure that I get involved. And when the shipment is coming out, all you got to do is hit notify me and made available right here. Put in your phone number, put in or your email, and we will notify you ASAP. We have special discounts for people who are in the military, first responders, medical staff, teachers, students, 55 and older, truck drivers. And if you find yourself on hard times and you're on fixed income, food stamps, whatever, we got 30% off discount on our store for life. All you got to do is click on the thing here, verify your information, and you will get the discount. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, my man Zuby said exactly what every logical person is thinking in America, but I just haven't had anybody on a major scale say these things. Now, Zuby isn't even an American citizen, but he understands the dynamic here. He understands. And because he's a logical thinker, pondering in his mind, why is it more normalized for you to be transgender than transracial? He explains this better than anybody that I've heard in less than a minute. Roll the clip.
Said transracialism makes more sense than transgenderism.
How?
Because race is actually a spectrum. Race is actually a social construct. Gender is binary. There's male and female. That's it. There's nothing else.
Facts.
Right? Race is actually a spectrum, right? If I were to have a child with an Asian woman, my child is going to be mixed. If she is mixed and we have a child, the child is going to be, race is it's actually a social construct. Yes, it's based on our DNA and ancestral history, but these terms we use, nobody's actually black. Nobody's actually white. No one's actually these literal colors, right?
Yeah.
If someone is mixed race, with the fact that we even call them black, right? If we call Drake black or we call Barack Obama black, right? They're just as white as they are black, but due to the social construct, we call them black in many cases. So it's actually socially constructed, and it's genuinely a spectrum. You can meet someone and you're like, okay, what race are you? And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, my grandparents are from here, my mom's from here, my dad's from here.
And you would ask the question, do you think Zuby is black? If you saw Zuby, you may think he's an African-American.
Yeah,
but he's not. So if you look at the spectrum
from the
of
UK.
race, if a person like Rachel Dolezal wanted to be black, even though she's born white, she may identify with black people more. Why couldn't she be transracial? Why can't she be and go through life being considered to be black? Why is that not a reality? When race is an actual spectrum. My children, and I tell my children, you're biracial, you're not black. But in the school system, they may consider them to be black. So you are creating a transracial
which
situation
undermines what you're
outside of
telling the
my
kids.
authority. Because my children aren't black. They're just as white as much as they are black. But in our society, they like to swing the pendulum. And it's all a social construct. But yet they try to say that gender is a social construct. Biology is a social construct. And it's not. There is literal DNA that determines if you're a male or a female. DNA strands that are within people today is multifaceted. I did my ancestry, and I got white people in my family. I got people that's in Africa, different places in Africa, a few places in Europe. Like I literally have DNA from just about every race on the planet Earth. I'm technically a mixture of everything put together, and most people are today. But yeah.
All right, so let me tap in. You probably could argue that everybody has some percentage of African DNA in them. If all life began in Africa, I would think that everybody has some African DNA in them. He's right. There's been so many mixing of, I guess you could say, of the races, and race wasn't really a thing until I think it was a Spanish pope started enslaving people based on race. Before that, it was like, and it really, I don't think they used the term race. I think they, you know, they might have used culture or country or things of that nature. But race was not always a thing. Race is only a thing really in America. Like if you go to France, if you go to live in France and move to France, you can't be like, oh, I'm French American when you get that. They ain't trying to hear that shit. You either French or get the fuck out. Like Latin America, African America. And that's the thing. We're all, at this point, we're all born in America. Like the American citizens that were born here. We're all born in America born. We all probably got percentages of, like, some percentage of African DNA in us if all life began in Africa. That means Caucasians at some point migrated from Africa, and it was probably before even the Egyptian Empire was at its heights. There's no telling. It's probably tens of thousands of years ago. They say one out of every so many people has Genghis Khan DNA in them because Genghis was conquering and procreating. And you don't hear about Mongolians being accused for oppression whatsoever in today's society. And Mongolians conquered more land and probably more people than anybody. They conquered, killed, and probably enslaved more people than anybody. Genghis Khan conquered more land than anybody. Conquered way more territory. You'll hear about Mongolians being oppressors. But yeah, I like what Zuby said there. It makes more sense to have transracial being a thing opposed to transgenderism, which transgenderism is always going to be make-believe, fairy tales, imaginary. Just because you identify with something doesn't make it reality. I'm like, take me for example. I've been rapping since I was 14. I'm a hip-hop artist. I wouldn't be where I'm today without hip-hop music. I have had more relationships and sexual relationships with black women than white women. I literally have a black woman's initials tattooed on my arm. You know, at least that's what the initials were. I mean, the tattoo was initially her initials, but you know, I want to get it changed now. Eventually, it doesn't really have any meaning now, but it's still, when I got it done, it was a black woman's initials tatted on my arm. You know, like all my closest friends are black. I could probably say that I identify with more things in black culture or urban culture than I do with white culture, just because how deep I'm embedded into hip hop, you know, like just promoting. I promote hip hop for a living. I literally hip hop pretty much. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without hip hop. I've been making hip hop music like more than half of my life. You know, I'm definitely find black women very physically attractive, but I find all women of all races and all cultures physically attractive. There's attractive Hispanic women and Asian women and Arabic women and Russian women and other European women and African women and Colombian and South American and Brazilian. Every single country on the planet has gorgeous women. And I would have relations with any one of those women, you know? Like I definitely don't discriminate beauty based on skin color whatsoever. You know, like there's beautiful women of all races, you know. So yeah, Zuby's right. Like transracial should be more of a thing than transgenderism. And that's the thing. People are trying to force us to accept transgenderism for reality. And that's the problem. We're not saying you can't identify with who you want to identify with. We're just saying you don't get to make us agree with it. You don't and accept that a man could become a woman and a woman become a man when they can't. There's no evidence or proof of that whatsoever. I can identify as a hippopotamus. It doesn't make me a hippopotamus. I sure as hell ain't plus size enough to be a hippopotamus. I'll tell you that much. I could say identify with a hyena. You know, it doesn't make me a hyena because I'm definitely not vicious enough. I definitely don't just kill just for sport. You know, I could say I identify with as a zebra, and that's probably what I do identify with as a zebra. You know, black and white, or white and black. You know, so yeah, Zuby, man, I like that cat. He's very intelligent, a very intelligent man. You know, everything that he says, he definitely thinks about it. Probably like Elon Musk does, like before it comes out of his mouth. Like Elon, like when you see him in the Joe Rogan interview, he's sitting there thinking like, all right, how do I really want to say this before I say it? It really says everything like spot, I guess as English would say, spot on. Spot on, Zuby. I agree 1,000%. I want to thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast. A shout out to the Tatum Report. Big fan of his podcast as well. And that's why I don't mind letting their advertisements run on my podcast as well. You know, because why would I not? Like, if I support your content and I support your podcast, you know, why would I not let your advertising run on my podcast as well? You know, and it's just really only benefits them. And that's the thing. I don't get when people be wanting not wanting people to react to their videos on YouTube. It's free promotion. I don't care if people react to my videos all day and shit talk me. I'm going to get on there and comment and say, hey, thank you. Much love and respect for the free promotion. So, well, thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.